That's a bit too. I think that's a bit too long.
Okay, well,
That's 10 minutes.
we're talking about Extreme Private Eros, Love Song 1974, directed by Kazuo Hara.
Directed by Kazuo Hara. Playing in the background. The film is available outside of, in terms of.
Why did you pick this?
You picked it. You
No,
picked
I
the
didn't.
film.
Did I?
You picked the
Because
film.
of 1974, because it's my year.
No, I had heard about Kazuo Hara before. From
From?
Errol Morris's interview when he was talking about Joshua Oppenheimer's The Act of Killing. So he's comparing The Act of Killing to another film that Kazuo Hara did, which is The Emperor's Naked Army Marches On. It's also a crazy film. I didn't know he made this one. This is his second film, I think.
Thought of something kanina when you're holding your class. Sabi niya, how come it's not, it's self-indulgent, but how come it gets away with it? Because it's made from love. Love, it's not malicious. Yeah. It's not made for fame, it's not
A
made
dependent,
for...
codependent love, but yeah, it's love.
But it's love, you can feel the love.
Yeah,
He's not exploiting her because there is love, get it?
well, she's too strong for him to exploit. So.
And you know that if she says no, there's no way he would be able to film that.
Well, to give you guys context what we're talking about, Kazuo Hara takes the hammer to subjective documentaries and destroys it completely. So, if you ask the question, is there such a thing as personal boundaries in any kind of film or documentary, Kazuo says no. So, in this film, this woman, Miyuki, who is his ex, they were together for a long time and then she gave birth to his son, decides to break up with Kazuo, and he says, I'm going to leave you and I'm going to try to live my own life under my own terms. I'm going to go to Okinawa and become a bar girl and, meet American GIs and whatnot. But she takes the kid with him, and of course Kazuo can't let it go, so he decides to shoot a film about her still. And of course with her own encouragement and consent to do this film. And the screwed up parts are the fact that he's so intimate within her personal space that it completely goes past any idea of personal space. The other crazy part is that he asked his current girlfriend, pregnant girlfriend, Sachiko Kobayashi, to produce the film and to be the sound person. So it's like, can you imagine doing this with any of your exes? Or
before this, I didn't know anything about Okinawa except that they had a haunted military base.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that Okinawa is it's like our Clark or Pampanga. It's like where all the half American, half GI babies are pala.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. Did you know that before we watched?
I didn't know that. It should have been self-evident, but it wasn't. I only knew about the sad rape case in the 90s when
the 12-year-old
Okinawan girl was raped by 3 American servicemen who kidnapped her. I forgot even what happened with her. I have to research what happened to the results of that case.
Well, something happened. They got consequences. I researched that area. The kids, the children from that area are not. They're better off in that area. They don't. In the mainland, they'd have a hard time, but they're fine growing up.
Yeah.
And they're not given this idea. Now you have to go to the U.S. and it's gonna be better for you there. Like not like the kids here.
Yeah.
They give them this idea. No, Japan is. Well, she said it. Japan is good. You stay here, diba? That's what the characters said.
Well, according to the research you did, I also read the article. The half-y babies, the half-y kids, or the half-y people,
half Japanese,
half American, or whether they are Caucasian or black.
They also become models, like here.
No, but it's better for them there because what most people don't talk about is that the Japanese society in the mainland is kind of subtly racist or subtly discriminatory in terms of not just, I guess, racial, but also
if they're half black.
Yeah, racial as well as sexual orientation, I've read, as well as, of course, if you have any kind of defect, whether physical, handicap, or mental.
Correction, they had a half black Miss Japan.
Yes, but that's more of, I don't know if that's a case of, is that really because just because it was to their advantage, something they could use, or
Well,
they really accept her.
Because
Would
they know darker girls are in now.
Would they have accepted her if she had just been an ordinary half Japanese, half black girl? That's the question.
So what I want to say is, in the beginning, I wasn't sure if I liked Miyuki.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I really admired her.
Yes.
As a strong, independent woman. She may not be so educated, but she knows what she wants.
Yes.
And it's very clear what she wants to do with her life.
Yes.
And she's so brave and strong. She said, before she said it, she was like, I should have acted more helpless. She said, so that to make her ex feel guilty about...
Yeah.
To make the guy feel guilty. Whenever you're giving birth, you try to make the guy feel guilty about all the pain.
Yeah.
She said, I should have acted more helpless.
Which is something that... She says things that most women only think about. Miyuki, of course, is like... What Evie said is a depiction of not even any woman I've ever seen in any culture, not just Japanese. All the more Japanese because, of course, how are Japanese women treated? Second class, or below men and all that. Miyuki, like Evie said, when we saw it, doesn't give a shit, and she's really just living life on her own terms and her own decisions. So
that's why I ended up admiring her at the end.
The film starts. And
I'm not going to give it away. Why I really admire her.
Yeah, I know. But of course, people think that it's easy. It's not an easy film to watch. Obviously, if you haven't been through any kind of heartbreak or any kind of deep,
or your relationship,
yeah,
and you transfer to another one or whatever.
If it's been kind of smooth, you may not get the film, but we'll probably still be able to surmise or to...
Just imagine the discomfort of having
Yeah.
your ex and your current in the same room and then having to film that.
And not just that, they're talking about you.
And they're dissing you.
In front of it while you're recording it.
For a lot of guys, that's very difficult
Yeah.
to take. But he's so humble. Or he was thinking of the big picture.
I don't know if he's humble or...
He doesn't mind being castrated like that.
Well, he does.
A lot of guys will not. They'll put down the camera and walk away.
I know, because Kazuo has admitted that he considers himself a weak kind of person, a weak kind of man. But on the other hand, I can see how he can be manipulative in some ways. But the film has manipulative tendencies, also has self-indulgence, but because, like what Evie said, it's made with
love,
an incredible sincerity and love.
He makes it with love.
The tone with the film is completely sincere, even though it's completely uncomfortable to watch. Not a single there's no violence, there's no...
Which is why it makes it different from vlogs or the reality shows that are so malicious.
Yeah. So those vlogs or those reality shows never get to the level of discomfort that this film achieves, and the kind of personal, the feeling really that you should not be watching this, what we're watching.
We thought it kaya nga private Eros.
Private.
Kasi private talaga. I mean, imagine it's his personal life.
Yeah.
His ex, his current, and all in between, and even her current was there for a while.
Yeah. Well, with vlogs, there's still a level of detachment as well as they curate. They curate what they want to show.
And they edit it.
Yeah. This is also edited, but it shows a lot of the stuff that you shouldn't show.
What's interesting is what happened to the son. Did he not like that everything was documented?
The one question I'd probably ask Kazuo if I were the Q&A, so how does your son feel about the film? And are you guys still talking to each other?
Because the kid didn't have a
because
choice.
based on this film, it's like, oh my god, I mean, what the kid witnessed in this film is beyond, I don't know. These are things, again, that you should not be shooting. You should not be even recording, let alone showing it in public to other people.
So I wonder what happened to Miyuki later on in life, and if she's still alive.
Probably she's still alive.
Hara is still alive.
And
he's still earning money from screening this film.
Well, I hope Miyuki earns some money also from this. Obviously, she's also definitely a co-producer because it is her life. So, Sachiko is...
That's the only part where she says, I don't want to be filmed where she's brushing her teeth.
Yeah. Which is the funniest contradiction in the
because she
whole
does
film.
even worse things later.
I mean, he shows worse things. And the most mundane thing in the world, the toothbrush scene, is what she gets mad at.
Yeah, because they were all having a fight. She was having a fight.
I know.
With the other girl.
Imagine in the context. Here's how to give you the context or analogy. A fight with her lesbian lover is fine, completely fine to shoot. emotionally violent fight. But her brushing her teeth, she gets mad at him for that. Don't shoot me brushing my teeth.
I'm not really sure if it was lesbian or just experimentation or what.
Well, I don't know. She was curious about that kind
Because
of
she
life.
still, the other girls admitted she still couldn't get over that other guy.
Yeah, so
And that's why she was the one all out.
yeah, so maybe they're not.
Miyuki was
They're
all
not.
out.
You know, they're not.
Because the whole time Hara is still in love with Miyuki, even if he has another girlfriend. Miyuki's in love with this girl, and the girl's not really in love with her. She's still in love with that other guy, and has
Well,
a baby with him later.
There's the ideas of gender fluidity is very clear, and of course,
Nauna pa sila sa
gender
iba.
fluidity is more. I think. Well, maybe now, maybe more men are doing it now, but it's more common with women that you can have a lesbian relationship, but not necessarily be, I guess, lesbian orientation. I guess women can do that more than men. Compared to, of course, that can lead to trouble with some people. Cancelled. I don't care. So, I'm not saying anything to harm anyone. Just my observation that women can do it more than men. But maybe now it's different with the younger generation. Obviously, with my generation, it's not so evident. But anyway, this film is. I recommend this film to anybody who, well, anyone who's interested in seeing pretty much your heart blended in front of you and then set on fire.
I don't know.
Being torn out of your chest.
He seems to be completely okay with
There,
the whole thing.
there is one moment, we won't give it away, but there is one moment that says otherwise. But there's only one moment in the film that says otherwise.
O, Tommy nga yung guy na she's the other
Yeah.
girl.
But there was one moment that it was strange because the way he reacted was strange. Or maybe there was more. He wasn't really reacting to what happened in the scene, but it was just accumulation of all his feelings from before.
Her haircut's way ahead of her time.
Anyway, I think we're approaching the 15th minute already with just one thing, so I think we can stop this one.
So, what was it? Wait, Eros. Private Eros.
Extreme Private Eros Love Song 1974, directed by Kazuo Hara.
Was still alive.
Yes, produced by Sachiko Kobayashi, who also did the sound, starring Miyuki, his ex-girlfriend Miyuki.
Yeah. Baka friends pa rin.
I hope Miyuki's still alive. I hope she's still alive. I'd like to see him revisit. I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to anymore, but she probably still diss him on camera.
Okay na.